Yeah, I believe that you're able to see the screen, right? You can say yes if that's possible. Yeah, I'm seeing Karen. I'm seeing okay. Um, yeah, so maybe this is where we left it at, and let me just pop up some of the things that you people did, and there is another BIL. It's here. I think this one was for Karen. Karen, you're the one who did maybe BI Elite's distribution report. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, of course, this is where we left it, and by the end of the class, you should be able to know what to do with your slicers. I see you used slicers. You just used slicers. This is what you are focusing on. This the slicers here. But BI report has more than that. There are even the gauge. You can even find a Zua map. There's a map there. There's also another field map here. I mean, there are so many visuals that you could also even try out. Let me see what there were some here that I just looked at. I don't know whether I highlighted them. Okay, there's another one here. Somebody was trying out. Yeah, the Zin. Are you able to see this, Karen?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, you see this one is a little bit different from even what you had, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I mean, it's not only about slicers, yeah, because all these are slicers. This is a slicer date. This is also a slicer. I mean, all of them are slicers. Uh, there's one here, like all of them are slicers. And another thing, you have not named your pages, so I don't know what this page is talking about, and I don't know what this page is talking about. You get it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is something that I'm not aware of. Let me see what somebody else, and then I'll download the others. Ian, yes, I'm waiting for to so that I download it. Okay, I've seen it. Yeah, but just to show you that on the go that there is even this, somebody did this which is a little bit different, and it makes more sense even having it. The other one is still loading. So that just some sampled submissions. Okay, this one is taking a little bit ages to load. I think it's almost done again. Class. Okay, don't save. So there is also this one. Of course, most of you left it at where we did. In terms of going ahead, this one is taking some minutes. So I used the customer information, but there's another map. Okay, called it customer information. Yeah. So here again, you'll be able to see like on the background, there is also now an introduction of even of a wallpaper, and that is something that I also showed you when we were setting up our Canva. Yeah, page information you can see here, setting page information, Canva background, and the Canva settings and the likes. So that is something that also this participant introduced, Sasa. There's some of subtotal by outlet type. I'm seeing here. Now this is a donut chart has been introduced. This one we call it a donut chart. So display name, current song is there. There's also Ian Kibeta sold about 505,300 and 505,867. Yeah. So you can also see maybe now introduction or even like colors. Yeah, you color them. Yeah, I mean that is this one now in terms of visual appeal and by colors. Yeah, there's some beauty, but of course this page is not organized. But what I'm saying is in terms of visual appeal, now you can see this one now attracts you to see, to have a look into. Is it true, Ekipet? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now we're playing around with some colors here and there. Yeah, so that's it. So it's also introduced something on geographical data, uh, which I think is used wrong values. I'm seeing some of subtotal by geographical location and longitude. Yeah, whatever it chose are not very correct. They're not going to display any data. That is something that I'm pretty sure of. Geolocation, you can't use a map. So this geolocation is like a market name. Then there's a longitude only. Should have used longitude and latitude. And that is something that has not been done there. So you can't see anything. We are supposed to see something here around Kenya, but that is something that has not been affected. Yeah, so that is maybe a sample. Let's go back to what we had. So this is the number one thing that we had done by that time. So we want to edit it. Yeah. So you can see here we had something called BI sales report. Now you have your data ready. You have your file ready, right, Mr. Nani? Songe, you're ready, right? We edit this.
Yes. Yeah, I am.
Okay. Now, if I click on this visual, you're seeing how it is. There is this side where we have format your visual. Then there's visual and then there's general. So these things you can use them to format this. So sometimes you can see here that we don't have a title for our what? A title for our visual. So we don't know what this visual is talking about. So we give it a title. You put that on and then maybe say these ones are called sales representatives. Representatives. As I do the same, you also do. Yeah. So that one is called sales representative. Subtitle don't really have to be there. Sio lazima, nimeweka tu one for you to see maybe some changes, but you don't need a subtitle. So if you put it on and start writing here, you can see there's some GGS something happening. So I don't really need it. And then oh, I went to general before going to, okay. Yeah, so that is it. So maybe that one is title only, we've changed. There's this thing called display name. So this is the name of how it appears in our data set. But you might not need to see that display name because you already have a title. So you go to visual and then there's this slicer header. So there's this slicer header. This is what you can turn off. So if you turn off your that is your slicer header, you can see that the display name is gone. If you turn it on, so you can play around with it. Another thing is we have this slicer settings. So you can determine how you want the names to appear. So if you go to slicer settings, you can see here it is checked vertical list. So it is a vertical list. If you talk around and see maybe put it as a tile, yeah, you can see how the tile now is. You may need to lengthen it. Now you can select Ian Kibet there, or you can select Winnie, or you can. So that is, in this way, it is appearing as a tile. The previous one was on vertical list. Now you can see how the list is. You can pick, yeah. now. Or the other one is drop down. So you can see here, now I can resize my slicer so that it takes maybe some not really huge space. The previous one was taking space because if I put it as a vertical list, you can see that I have to maybe lengthen it so that I am able to see all the names of the people. If I go to even like the tile one, I also have to maybe enlarge so that I see the names of all the people. If I decide to do it this way, I'll only be seeing maybe Ian Kibet, James Kinyanjui, then I have to use this arrow. You can see there's an arrow there. Sorry, there's this arrow that now it's showing me now Karen Songe. Yeah, and I also do maybe another one, and I'm seeing Suleiman Daddy. I need to see other people, Winnie Ambogo. Yeah, so if I want to go back, I go through this other one. So I can click on my slicer and then go back to my slicer settings and prefer to put it as a drop down. Once I've done that, you can see that maybe this all is a little bit ni ndogo kidogo, right? So you can come here to values and add the font size. So the more I ongeza, the more it's becoming bolder, right? But again, you don't want it too huge. You can just put it at even 16. Let me say 14. 14 is, and then you can even put it as ensure that it is bolden. So you can see that they are bolden or they are bold. If you want to maybe put a specific kind of what font type, you can do the same. If you want a visual border, do we really need that? But let me see. Okay, so go to back to this. Sorry, you have to select the slicer that you're working on. Slicer settings. So selection. There is single select. If you put it on, like you're only selecting once, like you can see, there is no that all thing. Yeah, there is no that all thing. So you have like it has to be somewhere. So single select is not really advisable because it is going to be showing you information of a single person. Yeah, the one that is highlighted. So that single select, don't use it. Put it off. The one that you need to use is that I prefer using is this multi-select. Yeah, you use that multi-select. So where you can select multiple people. Yeah, so I can click on control and then highlight even more than one. Yeah, so you can even also try this one out. Let's see what this select. Okay, show select all. Yeah, so instead of going around highlighting, you can just also show this one for select all. So if you just click once, yeah, you can select everybody. So let's say you've turned off that one. So you've selected all. You can uncheck and select. This is more of like the filter button in even Excel. Yeah, but I always prefer it to be here. So the multiple selection one. Sorry, so this is Ian, then this is James. Yeah. So that it's always here at all. Let me go back and edit this sales representative. So sales rep is part of our title. So you can come here and maybe even make it a little bit bold. Yeah. And even increase its size to 16. If I have a certain color for that company that I'm working for, I might decide to use that color for the text. So for example, this sales rep, um, I can decide that maybe the company you're working for is Bounty Analytica, the one we have here. Now you see the logo I have is Bounty Analytica here. So I might decide to use this blue one for this and maybe an orange one here for even the background. Yeah, so we have orange and we have the blue. So you just check here. Suppose this is the color, but this is not the exact color for Bounty Analytica's logo. So you might need to load that logo into somewhere called let me see, color code finder, and then or maybe color picker. Let me load Bounty's logo and find the exact color code. So browse or drop image, then I come to, I don't know where I have it, all files. Okay, so we have it, Bounty logo, this one. So once it's there, I can come here and pick. You can hover around this and then maybe pick this exact color here. So once I pick it, I can see that it is highlighted here, and then I just copy that code. Then I go to BI, and then I want to give it a certain color. So I click here on more colors, because if I choose this, I mean, that is not the exact one, but I can go back and click this one for more colors, and then Control V. Now you can see the color has changed. Yeah, the color has changed. So I can decide that I'm going to use this sales rep because it's matching the color of the color of the logo of that company. Then I use maybe this orange for the background. Let me pick the code for the orange one. So it is highlighted here, or I can just come back and click this and then come here and pick it, copy to clipboard, and then I go here to back to this and then say I want a background setting. So you go to properties. Is it in properties? Sorry, let me check. No, it should be in title. Yeah. So property, and then there's background color. Then we don't have a background here. I can click here and go to more colors and Control V and see that my my slicer now has a logo, has a background color. So you can also decide that you give it a visual border, because if you see it this way, like, you can't really see a border for this visual. So I can go back and go to my, I can go back and give it a border, and the border should be, let me check it under properties if it's there. I'm missing where it is, but I believe I'll be able to find it. It should be somewhere. Let me have a look if I'll be able to find it. Yeah. BI changed how the things here. In the previous version, like, every setting was available here, so you were able to pick it. That's why I'm struggling to locate where visual border is for this new version of BI. Let me see if, okay, here it is. So it is under the effects. So you say visual border. So if you have it as a visual, now you can see that this visual has a border. Yeah, it has a certain border now around it. Before I tell you something else, is there anybody who has a question? Anybody who has a question on these questions, or maybe on these visuals, how to really play around with the formatting of your visuals? Maybe I was too fast, maybe I was too slow. Karen, sorry.
I didn't quite get when you were getting the color code from the image and then bringing it back to BI.
So sometimes you have an image. Okay, what I was saying is I want to edit these visuals depending on the logo of the company maybe I'm working for. But if there is no company you're working for, you'll just be picky and decide that maybe this is going to be my background, this is going to be my. So it depends. So in this case, I gave you an example that maybe because I have Bounty Analytics logo inside here, let me use its colors for my editing Zappa. You understand what I'm saying, Karen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, so suppose you have that image of that company, because again, you you cannot know the exact color that a company has used because again there are variations of maybe something like yellow. There's that is very deep yellow. There's one that is katikati. There's one that is maybe 80% yellow, right? There's one that is even 20% yellow. But again, you do not know the code, or you do not know the because if you come to this place, let me just even show you. If you come to this place and maybe pick that um, you want to do a background. Let me give you an example. Look at these ones. These are maybe some variations of yeah, it's a mixed kind of color. Yeah, 60% light. So it's more of like I don't know you could call it yellow or something, but yeah, this I'm seeing some elements of yellowish, but it's a certain color that might escape me. But you look at maybe this one for maybe variations of blue, and the company is using yeah a certain blue color, but you are not very sure because this BI does not give you the exact colors. This one does not give you the exact colors. The only place you'll find exact colors is when you click more colors. But again, even more colors, you really won't find exact color if you don't have the code of that color. So what do? If you have the image of that of the logo of that company, you come and search what we call color picker. Are we together, Karen?
Yes, we are.
So once you search color picker, it will tell you use your image. So you click this place, use your image, go to that place, upload it into here, and then now this is the image that I've uploaded. So you go to the exact spot that you want to pick, the color that you want to pick. Maybe I want to pick this because again, if you look at this place and this place, they are different variations of blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go to where do I want to pick? The only one, and even if you hover around this, that looks like a binocular. You can see that towards the edges, there's a different colors compared to hapa katikati. So it
Mm.
is up to you to, where do I want to pick the exact color? Okay, I want to pick where it is really dark blue. Okay, I want this place. So hapo ndo una click. You just click, and once you click it and it's highlighted here, you scroll a little bit and you have, this is the code, and then you copy it. Once you copy,
Oh,
yeah, you copy this. Once you've copied it and uko hapa, you just control V, paste it here, and then it will automatically pick. I don't want to paste it because already nilikuwa nishafanya hapa. Naelewa?
uh,
Okay.
thank you.
Any question? Kibet?
No, I've understood everything from
James?
no.
Winnie?
Yes, yes, Boniface.
Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Okay, yes. So that is step number one. Sometimes maybe you may want to have rounded borders. So you can see this one is just like a rectangle. I mean, some people prefer rounded borders. For me, I rarely use rounded borders, but just for the sake of you people knowing, Let me again check where it is, and then we go to effects, and there's visual border. And then after you go to visual border, then there's rounded corners. So you can decide the amount of round you want to give to your. So I am at 11. Now you can see how rounded it is. So when you want to edit any visual, you first click that visual, and then you go. If you don't click it, when you come to this place, you'll see page information, canvas settings. So you first click the board, the file that you want, the visual. So under effects, and then visual border, and then you can put, okay, of course, if you put it too much, now you can see how, I mean, it doesn't look anything attractive. So that is how you can play around with the rounded borders. So under effects, yeah, for me, yeah, you can do a rounded border, but do it at around 10 or 5. Yeah, even 5. No, 5 is too little, but around 10, it's okay. If you go to that, and then effects, and then you give it a 10. So you can just come here and type. So once you give it a 10, you can see how it is looking like. Okay, let's go back and do a shadow. You can also put a shadow the same way you even edit with a word. Sorry, not under properties, but under effects. There's a shadow. So if you want a shadow, you can put it on. You can also give it a direction. So position, top right, you can see it's going up. If you put the shadow on top, you can see where it is. If you put it on top left, you can see it's going left now. And if you put it at the bottom, now it is bottom up. Bottom left, now it's going bottom left. There's even for bottom right, and also offset. If you want the offset on the inside, the shadow that you're talking about, do you want it on the inside? Of course, on the inside doesn't really, it is not beautiful. So don't use on the inside. Yeah. Um, mhm. Uh, let you do, maybe go outside, and then we can play around with them if you want. But for me, I rarely use a shadow, but these are things for you to try out if it's really um, something that is attractive to you. You can try them out just to see. Sorry, let me stop some water from flowing. Yeah. So that's it. So if you want to play around with the shadows, yeah, you can. But that is the whole process. So if you don't, you just put it off. Check what those header icons header icons are these ones. These ones that you see here, filter visual, focus mode, and even this one. So even those you can choose the color for them. Yeah, you can see colors here. Icon is having this color. If you decide that it has now blue, you can see the colors change of the icons. But yeah, you may just want to stick it around to where it was. Transparency, if you put it, of course, you put it at 100, becomes the colors becomes more transparent, or maybe not transparent. Okay, no, these ones you can leave them around, the icons. Any other thing that we haven't mentioned as part of that is So title we've talked about, background color, subtitle we talked about, spacing. Spacing, you can see if you increase it to 10, you can see okay, let me try to reduce it. If you reduce it, you can see now the space between like where sales representative is lying. Yeah, the more I increase it, the more like it has more space to operate. Yeah, that's on that. And then I don't think so. Under values, yeah, values we had talked about. Border we had mentioned. You can also have a background for your visual. Yeah. So maybe if you give it a certain color, so that is for your values. So under values, yeah, you can see under values if you want to have a background for it, you may have, but I mean it doesn't look attractive if you have them. So why were we focusing so much on that? So that you do something here. So once you've done this, how long do you think it can take you to edit one visual? Let me just hear from somebody. How long do you think it can take to finish up with one visual? Kibet.
Okay, if I put in some work like the first one that you've done, it might take me 2 or 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what I'm doing though.
Okay. So if you don't put work like I have done.
Okay, finding them, I have like I've written everything down, so it won't be that hard finding them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just choosing whatever seems visually appealing. So, yeah, I think it will be easy to do, I guess.
Let me hear from James, then Karen.
Yes, Boniface, what was your question?
James, what's your take on the amount of time it will take you to finish on the same?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying how long do you think it can take you to maybe edit? Suppose you had maybe so many visuals to work on,
Uh,
and now you have this.
I think it shouldn't take you more than at most 5 minutes.
Now imagine you have been 5 pages.
Depending on the kind of visual that you are creating, even how you are familiar with
Okay.
the visualization there.
Yeah, but
at most 5.
yeah, but there's so once you've done maybe for one, you can copy that. You can copy the format that you've done. So for example, now I've highlighted this. You can click on this format painter. This format painter. Click on it, and then now you can see there's some sort of a brush, and you can pour it to the visual that you want to edit next. Yeah, surprisingly, it has picked. I don't know why it has picked tile, but it has picked some of the. Sorry, it has picked some of the edits that we made to the other one. So you can go ahead and maybe. Why is it that it's not having? Oh, okay. Slicer header is supposed to be off the same way it picked. So something like a title, now you come and add it manually. So you can say this one is called the census region. Census region. Yeah, so you can see that it has picked the color, it has picked even the background one. So the other one you can come and edit is setting and put it as drop down. Yeah, so that is something that it can work out for you now. Let us remove this because it's disturbing us. you can pull this here so that it guides you in terms of the size. So the moment you can see, if I pull it this way, there's a ruler that comes and tells me now it is of the same size as the previous one. Yeah. So I can even put it this other side so that it tells me whether, yeah, now you can see now the size. So, and in most instances, I prefer to to have my slicers on top here. I always prefer to have my slicers Sukuju. So when placing your slicers, you can you can give a space, leave a space between the first slice and the next. Let me copy again information that I have here. Of course, it's not going to be the same with what I'm doing here for the date one, but let us just copy it and go now to the visual here, and title, you call it date filter. You call it date filter. So you can see here there is a slider. This is what we call a slider. But sometimes a slider will not really be of much help. I don't really prefer it. So you just go here and say slider to be off. And then you come to this and you can increase the sizes of your values. So 9 ni kidogo sana. So you may want it that way and even put it bold. So it has picked the first date. So which variable did you use here? We used date answered or date visited. Also visit date. So we used visit date. So instead of using that slider, let's also edit this. So for date you might not really need to have it the same as this, because you can see now it is messing around. I always prefer that dates are, you can clearly see them from the start and to the end. Yeah. So the only thing you need to edit here again is on this size. Yeah. So if somebody wants to select a certain date, they just come and maybe click. So I want to see information of 22nd and 22nd and 21st April. So I'll come here and select 21st April. I just go down and select 21st. So you can see the cells as populated. Right? Now you get it back to where you are. Something else, we also have this category. We might also need to have it. So we pour everything here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's working. So we have everything there, and maybe now go back to our slicer settings and have it as a drop down. Go here and put a title and say product category. Product category. So this is this. So if I want most of the things to fill up here, then I'll need to reduce maybe the space that I have for census region. Pull back my census sales representative. So sometimes you try to pull it and it goes directly over the other. You can use the arrow keys. You can, yeah, the arrows. There's up, there's down. Yeah. So you can be using that so that so I reduce this size. Now you see sales representatives is overlapping, so I might go back and just change the name and put it as sales reps. So that it doesn't overlap even. So if you want it of the same size, you can come back and resize it kutoka huku chini and use this one to help you, and then bring it back here and put it there, and then bring the date filter and move it a little bit out but the del filter also looks to be a little bit big. You drag it around kidogo. So now you have that, and then product category also you might just need to reduce it a little bit, and then maybe pull it up here. If you see that maybe the space, because you might need to have this total sales here. If you see the space inakuwa kidogo, what you do is ongeza size ya your Canva. Go back and do page settings and maybe go to Canva settings. Width, instead of this, you can even have it as 1600. Now you can see the size imeongezeka. Ama have it as 1500. Yeah. Are we together up to there? Anybody the question? Karen, are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah, so let's go to editing this number. So I think hadi hapo we are okay. So go to maybe editing this total sales. You go here and then maybe call out value. So under call out value, what I want you to focus on is, but again, we may not need to have this total sales category label, so we can remove it. Let me also copy whatever we have there and then paint it here. So go back to our visual and general and title and say total sales. And again, you can also choose how you want it to appear. You can put it katikati ama this other side. That is something that I did not show you people. Sawa sawa. Yeah, now let's go back to this call out value. So under call out value, display units. It's automatically checked as auto. So if you have it in millions, you'll see it there. If you have it in thousands, you'll see it there. If you have it as billions, you'll see it there. I was avoiding none by purpose. So if you have none, then it displays the whole number. So you might need to resize this so that you can see all the number. If you don't want to see the decimals, you come here. Instead of auto, you say that I don't want to see any decimal, and then resize this. So if it goes away, you just come back. Yeah. So that is your value. Sometimes this commas doesn't appear automatically, and what you do, you just check that box. Not really check, but click on that visual, and then what did we use? We used the measure table. Yeah, so once you click the variable that we used, you can see up here there's a comma that has started appearing. Yeah, if I click these ones, you can see the number of just a minute, sorry, it was hanging a little bit. Yeah, so you can see I've removed maybe a commas. So if I click comma again, I should be having a comma on the data that you're having. Now you see the commas are available. So that is also editing your editing your numbers. So I can also pull this way and come back and I rewrite it as outlets mapped. Outlets mapped. So if I want it to occupy here, it will occupy. And then I may, so if I do this way, if I want to put it on the same line here, we are not going to see some values. So you might need to pull it out a little bit and then resize this one so that they stay on the same line. For the sake of uniformity, let them stay on the same line. Si ati ingine ina hang, ingine iko huku katikati, ingine inafika hapa, right? It doesn't really make it attractive. So that is something to consider. So you pull it back. Yeah, so is space here too, it's not really not enough, so I might need to add because this BI cells whatever is taking a really huge space. Unless I decide that maybe nipunguze, no, but I don't need to reduce it. Let it just stay there at 16. So I might decide to even add some more space for the Canva so that it becomes 16. So if it's 16, then I can pull this back. And then now I have outlets mapped. I want to put it hapo katikati. So there is no what? That this is the there's no process of editing this thing and it is cast on stone that this is what you have to do. It's upon you. I don't know why this thing is not pulling itself up. Yeah. It's upon you to decide how you want to show your visuals. So hakuna ati you have to follow this way or you have to follow, like, there's no universal method of you arranging your canvas. So yeah, we are done with that one there. So even maybe this date category or date filter, I might not need to have it here. Let me have everything's the all and the likes on one side, and then I have this date filter on this other side. So you have it there. Also check that the spaces between them are almost the same. So then you finish up with editing this before we go into something else. So this is this, and now we give it a title and maybe number of sales reps. Number of sales reps. So if it becomes ati hiyo ni kubwa sana, I just come here and maybe re-edit the name and give it number of, go back to this, S reps. Or I come here and say number of sales reps and just drag it a little bit. So if I don't have any space there, I might decide that ikae hapa, ianzie hapo. So I'm done with maybe my filters. So if I had maybe a logo, instead of this BI sales report, ningeiweka hapo. Yeah. So this is summary. So what do you want to see in the summary? Now you pick those key things that you want to show as in the summary. You go to your data and check, what do you really want to see? We maybe want to see total sales by region. Yeah. Let me say I want to see the total sales by region, and I come and pick a different visual. Maybe let me pick a pie chart. So I pick a pie chart here and add now data. So you are told add the data here. Add the data here. So So this is total sales by region. Yeah, so the first thing I want to see, of course, it's total sales. You add there, and then now you come to region. Region tulikuwa nayo as team. The name for region was team. So you see, it automatically goes to the legend. Now this one also you may need to resize it. Yeah, so this is what you have. So even if you look at it upper, it is also not very beautiful, and now you go back and edit it. Details label are on. If you toggle it and put it off, you can see that you are not able to see those values. Legend is on. I may not want to see the legend, but I may want to go to this details label and specify the contents that I want to see. And if I come to all detail labels, you can see now I have the Central 500, Nairobi 85, Central and South Rift, and then we have Lake and Western. But if you say that you just want to see percent of total, that is what you're going to see. If you say that you want to see only the data value, that is what you're going to see. But it's really valuable if you put all details to be on. Then you come to these values, add the like zionekane kidogo, put it bold, and go to display units. You can see here it is written 506K, but you don't want it to be auto, we want it to be none. Now it is 505, 868. Percentage of decimals, you can see there is one 38.6%, there is one 31.27, there is one 7.37. So you just say that percent of decimals, let it be 2. You can say 2, some say 1. So it depends on what you really like. Yeah. Yeah, so that is an edit that you've done there, but for maybe that is sorry, let me see this size of our page, because width yetu ni kidogo sana. Okay, or unless, oh yeah, now I see. So the moment we play around with this and even resize it here, it becomes bigger. So I don't think if we need to edit it, canvas settings, but if you want, you can put even 1000 here so that it becomes a little bit taller. That is if you want. You may even decide to have it as 1200, but that is really too huge. Even 1000, I prefer it at 800. Sorry. So you can see there total sales. So the same things we did. So maybe here you can even give it a certain color for this total sales by team, the blue one that we talked about. Under title, and then go to text color. Do we really have it? It's not here, but I can go back to this sales rep. Let me just click one of the slices, sales rep, and go to title and just see. Yeah, so it is this 0.38 something. I copy it. So copy and go back to total sales by team, general, and then to the title that we are talking about, text color, and more colors, Control V. It has automatically picked. If I want it to be bold, I may just put it be bold, and somebody can now see it from afar. Yeah, so that is one thing. But now if I drag it back, you can see that it is closing our, or it is being overlaid on top of our what? On top of our wallpaper. So what you do is just click it again and go to should we find it under, no, not under properties, but under effects, background, and then you come here and say there should be an option for no background. Okay, or we just put transparency of the background. Yeah, So background is this, but again, you play around with the transparency. So if you put it up to 78, you can see the content of the background. If you put it this way, you can't see. Yeah. So in that case, I just have it as 100%. So you're not here in this case, you're not going to see the visual border because I've not put the border. But if I click it, I can resize, and it's always beautiful to have it this way, by the way. So this is one visualization that you've done. So that is a summary. You're doing a summary of all the things that you have. So maybe you want to see another summary that you can do is sales by sales rep, right? Even though we can go here and click on sales rep and maybe finya hapo. I mean, okay, even before that, let's do sales by product category. We had two different product categories. There is Ashanti Q and Miadi. So we can even pick this donut chart and come here and choose total sales, and also choose what was the name for our sales reps? I think it was display name. So you also have to know the names. I'll also tell you how you can even change the names. So display names. So there's Ian Kibet. So because I already have this figured out here, I can copy it and paste. Just see if it's going to change. Yeah, now you've seen even the background has changed, but we've maintained the things. The only thing that hasn't changed is in terms of percentages and the numbers. I don't want to go back to editing it. I think I've maybe shown you how to edit the same. So you can resize it so that you see that red line and you know that umefika mwisho. I mean, it is of the same size as this. It is not advisable that you have moja ni kubwa, ingine ndogo, and the likes. It really makes your work messy. So let me reduce it a little bit and come back and reduce this one also. Yeah. And then let me add another thing. So we want to maybe see total number of outlets by region. Outlets by region. I may pick this clustered column chart and use it to show outlets by. Remember, this is a summary that you are doing. Yeah, this is a summary yenye unafanya for somebody to see what they are expecting to do. Number two, I expect that ukishaeka maybe sales by region, you are going to have a table for sales by region. Now you see which region is selling more Miadi, which region is selling more Ashanti Q. Okay. So that is outlets by region. I can come here and pick total outlets and then come and pick region, which is shown by team. So let me put it up and then draw it a little bit and then pull it up. I can pull it up ifike hapo chini, which is not harmful. Come and maybe format this. Yeah, and I've formatted it. Now you can see we have total outlets by team, and then so total outlets by team. You need to re-edit that name and come here and say, instead of total outlets by team, have it total outlets by region, or write it outlets by region. Outlets by region. Now you can see outlets by region. The same edits that we did, you can go back and edit. Now this is x-axis. You can ongeza the size. So ukiongeza the size, x-axis ni hizi zinaongezeka hapa. So inafikanga past 14 it's not going. Ukifika 14 ina nini? Inasimamia hapo. I think inakuwa 14. if not 11. No, yeah, it's 13. Yeah, so you can stop it at maybe say 11. Put them maybe to be bold so that somebody is able to see it. And then there is title for the x-axis. It is auto, so you can come and rename it region or census region. Census region. And then once you have that census region, you can also put it as bold, add the size. It's not going past 12 actually. So you can also choose on the color. Once you're done editing that one, you close the x-axis, come and edit for y-axis. So minimum range, minimum value that we are starting with, that is something you can specify. Maximum value you can also specify. Then there's title. Yeah, you can just have it as maybe outlets, also put it as bold. Once you're done with the title, you can come to data labels. So data labels are this one, 204, 187, 102, and the likes. So you can come to value. Value also you can add some size and then add maybe blue so that ikuwe inaonekana zaidi. You can choose a color for these slices. I mean, it doesn't have to be blue all the time. So you can close that and come to columns. So once you come to columns, you can choose on the value that on the color that you want. Maybe you wanted this. Yeah, but again, that one will not be beautiful because it's the one you're using for your titles. So that was just an example. Yeah, you can even have it that way. Once that is done, then you can say maybe you've done the same. Another summary that we can have for this place. So we are doing a summary. Think of summarizing something, and you are also keen to see to it that I'm arranging them in a certain way. Like there's one sitting on top of the other, and then the lines here. I mean, like it's exact size. So si ati moja ni kubwa, moja ni ndogo, and something like that. So if I feel maybe hii ni ndogo kidogo, we can add the size hapo, and then this one also we add the size here. Yeah. So there's that space. So once I add that size, I also add this one, and then until nione that red line, it's telling me that it's of the same size as of this one. Okay. Are we together? Let me see. So William Bogo is.
I have a question.
Yes.
For you to change the display units for one of the slices, those are specific thing that you did before you get to the display units. I need to know what that was.
So display units here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for the number, sorry, it's for the number, the total sales.
Oh, total sales.
Yeah, how do you change? Yeah, because.
Okay, so you go to call out value, then there is here display units. So if I put it as of course auto ni yenye Power BI imekugeneratea. None ni mimi nimejiekea. Nikiweka as thousands, you can see it's 1 point. So it was 1 million. So that is 1,310K. Right? So 1,310K is just 1,310 times 1,000. So it gives you 1 million, right? 1.3 million. If I have it in millions, it is going to have it as 1 million. It is 1.3. That is why it is. Okay, so it is writing 1 million because my value decimal nilikuwa nimeiweka 0. But if I decide kuongeza value decimal, now you can see it is 1.31 million. Let me get it to 0. Yeah, so if I have it in billions, now you can see that is 0 billion. If I have it, the more I ongeza value decimals, the more now you can see some values. Even these things you can just write and yeah. So this is, I leave it as none, so it picks only. Are we together?
Yeah. Okay. I have my second question. You see the table right there for the x-axis and y-axis.
This one.
Yeah.
This is not a table. This is like this is a column chart.
Yes, the
This is not
column
a table.
So where is the location for changing the titles for the x and y axis? I didn't write that
So
down.
you click it,
You click it.
go to this place, format your visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see here x-axis, there's y-axis.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Then you click on this arrow. And then once you're there, let me close this. You can see this title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you click on title to open it up and then you can edit.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question, Karen?
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Winnie?
Oh, okay. I don't have a question per se. I just wanted to ask maybe if you have very many, like so many information you want to put into one canvas, do you have like a particular scale where you can just go and like it gives you the designs and the layout? Ama you have to do it manually, drag, drop, expand, freeze, and all that?
No. It's you to play around with them. There's no manual. There's no template where it tells you that this is the size for. Right? So it's you to do everything by yourself. So this building the template for the first time is always the main work. But as you now go forward, now you'll be maybe adding just data and it automatically reflects. I'll tell you how to power in data from a folder. But yes, there's no universal. There's no template that somebody made for you. It's you to make your own.
Oh, all right. Okay.
James? Okay. James is okay. So any other thing that you might need to add here? So it's you to decide, like, what do I want to summarize for these people? Now, maybe the last thing you may want to summarize is so we had this product category. Let me just see this product category. Okay, even before going to product category, you can see we had some SKUs. There are these SKUs. Before SKUs, there are other data here. There is another one here, like, so Miadi, think of it as Kenya, and then there is Levin's Miadi, think of it now as the provinces or maybe the counties, and then there's there's category level 6, Levin Cream Miadi. So there's Levin's Miadi, so there's Miadi, Kenya, there's Levin's Miadi, maybe provinces, then there's Levin Cream Miadi, think of it as districts. So yeah, I believe you're getting what I am saying. There's also something like outlet type that you can also use to build. I don't know whether we have an outlet type like supermarkets or something.
There, close to
I think it was supposed to be somewhere here.
yeah, there.
Sorry?
It's right there, next channel.
Oh, okay, yeah, outlet type. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, that is also something that you can you can build a visual around. Sorry. I'm looking for something to maybe fill up here. What can it be? Yeah, the Miadi that you are talking about. And which visual can we use? We don't have anything here to yeah, you can even do sales month, like variation of sales by month. Yeah, similar thing to this one, but now it becomes month. April, January, February, March, April, May, June, going forward. So you see like the trend. Yeah, you see the trend of sales. You can use a line chart for that. Trend of sales by month. There's something that you're going to be asked here, but I might need to show you it tomorrow. But let me just play around with it and see. So when you come to visit no date, you can see there. So you can pick quarter, but you can also pick month. I want to see sales by month. Sales by month, and then I come to total sales. Now, here's where now the measures table is really. You see, you are just coming here and picking something, and immediately you go to you go to your measures table. As compared to you now dragging around your the original one you had and looking for. I mean, it's really tiresome. So that's where that is where that is where sales, or maybe where measures table makes sense. But now this one will not really make sense for us because we only have March and April. So if we had data from even 2022, we could really see that trend that maybe we always come from March and then we think a little bit, get it up, blah blah blah. So that one is really not going to work. And I hope you've seen why it is not going to work. I mean, it's of course working. So these total outlets. No, we didn't want to see the total outlets. We wanted to see the total sales. But even with total outlets, you can see that from March we started at 257 and it shot to 397 for April. So in terms of total outlets, you can even maybe see total sales. So total sales, you can see 354 to 360 to 306 to 956.07. So you can see it is here in 0.5 M. So you can also go back there and say that you don't want it in millions, but you want it in maybe thousands or none. Delete this. I don't want us to use that, but so we may even go back and say I'm looking for any visual here to use, but this line chart could have really been applicable for that for what I have right now explained. We can even pick another pie chart or a donut chart again and put it over there, or we can put table. We can put a table showing us the outlets that we have, but that is something that you can open it's in a new page. Let me pick this and just put category level. So where is Miadi? Miadi is in category level 4. Category level 4. Category level 4. And maybe we do total outlets. So somebody's mic is on.
Mine is on. Let me just ask, like top of my head before I forget.
Yeah.
When you're creating these visuals, do you have like a guide, some like guiding questions to guide you on like what to put, what image to visualize, or we just randomly go and get data and then you'll be like, okay, from this, what can I get? There are questions to be answered all the same.
In most cases, if you're working for a company, they will tell you that you want to see maybe performance of different products by, they can give you a question for you to work around, because the company always there's something they want to see. I want to see how our products are performing by region. I want to see how our sales reps are performing. We want to see maybe how many outlets do we have in every region. Yeah. So when you have a sales data, sometimes the company can give you some sort of question. But for the first time, in most cases, even for me, the visuals that I built, maybe where I am, I was just given the data. Now think through what we may want to see. So after you've done that and presented it to them, ndio sasa wanakuambia no, this can be edited no, there's this thing that you've not included, tunaweza taka kuiona. There's this thing naweza hitaji to see it. So as an analyst also you have to, of course, there's some sort of maybe a mind yenye also uko nayo yenye unasema okay, with this sales data, this is what I may want these people to see. Hii ndo naweza taka waone, hii waone, hii waone and the likes. So it's two way. Sometimes you can be given, sometimes you're not given. But when you are not given, you are building the first template and presenting to them, and then they query it and tell you that you can remove this, you can add this, you can. You get what I mean, Winnie?
Yes, I do. Yeah, no, that's clear.
Yeah. So I wanted us to use this Nini, but this number of sales reps, it's this card, this slicer inaniziba hapa. Not really a slicer, but a card. I might be tempted to remove it for now, just to for us to see how to balance out. Yeah, because I need this thing to play around up to somewhere. Yeah, just for you to see that you can balance out your field. That is basically why I have removed it, but it's not really okay for you to remove it. I've removed it for the purpose of illustration. So let me just increase another one here and edit this a little bit and say outlets. What name can we give to this? Outlets by product category by outlets, right? Product category title. So product category by outlets. So this is just to see how many outlets are storing Miadi. I can see that maybe 558 and 35 only are storing Ashanti Q. But what I wanted to tell you is you can see some sort of a balance in this. Maybe yenye ni kubwa ni hizi. We may need to reduce them a little bit and reduce also this one. And then after reducing that, we pull this down until we have that red line. We also pull this. We also pull this down until we have the red line there. We might also want to drag this so that we balance, so that they occupy the whole of the pages, the whole of the Canva. Sorry. This one also, and then they pull this also here. Now you can see like Nini may balance. It has balanced out. Yeah. So the whole of the page, it's uniformly occupied. So if I even reduce these ones and reduce this and reduce this, now you can see venye nini yetu inakaa. How does that one look? Kibet?
It looks organized.
Yeah, so for a summary, you may want to maybe do something that looks like this. Find a way of organizing your first page. This is a summary. So once you've talked to us about this, I want to give you an example, not really an example, but tell you some pages that you may have, and go and fill now those pages. In most cases, you'll find yourself maintaining all these kwa pages zote, except maybe for case where you have a map. Hapo ndo sasa hutahitaji kuweka even these things. But in most cases, you'll find yourself maintaining most of these things. Yeah. So what you do, for example, let me say I have a new page. I want it to occupy here. So if I want all these things to be maintained, I just copy this. Not really copy, okay, highlight it and then click on Control I'm a shift. Let me see shift. Okay. Shift doesn't highlight all of them. So I've highlighted Zote and then control copy. After control copy, I come and paste control V. It will tell me one or more of the copied visuals can stay in sync with the visual it was copying from. Do you want? Just click on no. I don't want to. So what has happened? So what has happened is that, so if you see that some of the visuals they are overlapping because kuna zingine hatuoni hapa, then it means the size of this page is different from the size of this other page. So you go back and maybe click an empty space and see the size of the page. Canva background, no, Canva settings, 800, 1600. If I come to this one, it is, so it's still custom. So you come and set it and say 800, and then this one, 1600. So that was the main reason as to why. So you can see here, so instead of, okay, so let me just pull it in. Yeah, so that is it. So I have my, now maybe this page I wanted to do product analysis, rename page, product analysis. So the first thing I may want to see here is E, not by outlets, but now by sales. I come here and click on this, and then come to my data and go to level 6. No, it was not level 6, level 4, and then go to total sales. So for ili nisianze kufanya all those pasting and resizing and not really resizing, those numerous formattings, I can come and copy this, come and paste it here, Control V. After pasting it there, I highlighted, I just copy the format and paste this one. And then this is what I delete. Yeah, you bypass, I mean, so that you don't take time. So the only thing you're coming to do here is on the title peke yake, or title and the values. So sales by product category. So you just come here and say sales by product category. Sales by product category, and then go back to visual, and then what do we go to? Details, label, on, all, okay, and then values, display units, none, and then number of decimals, you can strict it to 1, sorry. I mean, but in most cases, I always use 2. That is for me. Yeah. So once this is done, now you can start arranging it again kwa page yako. Maybe you want it to be playing there. Once this is done, so that is product analysis. You can go back and now, so even this you can change it to, for sales utajipata unatumianga pie chart sana na the likes. So maybe I want to have another one like this pie chart here, but now have yeah, I might need one more slicer, and that is for, because you gonna product category hapa, there is product subcategory, and also you remember I was telling you Kenya blah blah. So I might need a slicer for one more, and that is, I might need a slicer for this. You might need a slicer for even a slicer for outlet type, we can add it there. You can add a slicer for this product subcategory. Then there's also this subcategory or something. So you might need a slicer even for this. So if you don't do a slicer for them, you can do pie charts for this and pie chart for also this. Or if not a pie chart, use column chart. So that is under product analysis. Now go and analyze product. I might not do all of that for you, right? I want to see what you're going to do in your edit for tomorrow. Then there's outlet location. I think that one we had done it last time. Another thing is you can have a page for regional performance and then now analyze regional performance. I'm just giving you examples. Regional performance. So after you're done with regional performance, you can also have something for so regional performance. You'll even find yourself using this. So regions, and you're also going to use geolocation. I'm trying to find where geolocation is, but it's not. So I think it should be somewhere. Yeah, you're also even going to find geolocation and find which is our best route. Route gani inatununua sana, right? You'll also do maybe a pie chart for this. Yeah. Another thing that maybe you might need to have is SKU analysis. And SKU analysis sasa ndo hizi zenye tulikuwa nayo. There's this SKU, there's this one. SKU is shopkeeping unit, so or store keeping unit. So you can do SKU analysis. I might want it to be different from product analysis. So let me just add for you here SKU analysis. So SKU analysis, you might have one big pie chart here for SKUs. Let me give you an example. Just do total sales here and then do SKU. You can see how it's very big, and find a way to edit it. Unaona now you can see which is your top performing SKU, which is relaxer blowout. Now this visual needs to be edited. Another thing that you may have is product on. So this one was outlet location, which you can rename to customer on map. You can also find product on map, rename page, product on map, product on map. So where are our products? You see, outlet location includes even those who have never bought, but product on map will include only those people who have bought something. And the way for you to do that is to use this filters section. So filters on this page. So, okay, let me just do it for you. Product on map. Let us use this map visual. And then you go and try it out. I want to see all these pages tomorrow. I've revised for you how you could have done this paper, this analysis. And now go deeper and let me see it tomorrow. So map, at all time, what you use is longitude and latitude. So there's longitude and then there's latitude. What am I doing? So it is using so here it is telling us latitude. You drag latitude to this place, and then there's this one. You drag it a little bit so that you see the place for longitude. So because it was written here location, some people used geolocation to think that it will automatically reflect. I mean, that can't work. So you go to longitude and add longitude sasa hapa. Now you can see them here. So this is not different from Outlook.
Which visualization did you pick from?
You can see here it is grade.
Map. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see once I pull in longitude, now you can see maybe it goes or highlights Kenya. Okay, so there's bubble size here. I'll tell you what bubble size is. But first, let me show you, what did I want to tell you? Yeah. Now, this one is just, it's not different from this outlet location that we had. But now we want to see the outlets that have ordered our products. What do you think we will do? I want somebody to give me an example. What do you think we will do for me to know that which outlet have ordered our product? We are finishing in the next 3 minutes, in the next 5 minutes. So what do we do? This, whatever I have here, is not different from outlet location. What am I going to do, Karen?
Um, I'm just going to guess because I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have to.
You would, I don't know, is there like something that you move around, like a slider or something? I'm not sure.
And a slider won't really help here. But yeah, good trial. James, take the world.
You drop a red pill.
There's no red pill here, Winnie. So, okay, the answer lies around subtotal. Ile subtotal tulikuwa nayo. Now let your mind roam. How do we know that if an outlet has ordered from us using the subtotal? We will only know if it has ordered from us. Okay, Karen.
Do you filter? You filter out the remaining ones and you remain with the one you want.
So which are the remaining? So what am I going to use to filter? Which remaining ones? Because filtering is what I'll do. But now how will I do it using subtotal?
Let me keep thinking.
Okay. James, we are back.
Yes, we are back. Okay. Okay, maybe I can guess that one.
Yeah, it's a matter of guessing.
Because I'm not sure. But where we have the subtotal, you will notice that the subtotal includes all the areas that have ordered for our products. So you can choose now in our map you can choose let's say the subtotal. Okay. I think you can try it out as a minute so that you can see what we're going to get.
Okay, so anyway, so what you know that if an outlet has a subtotal of 0, then haijanunua kitu. Yeah, because subtotal yenye tulikuwa tunatumia hapa ni, let me see here. So under price and order quantity. So if there's an order quantity of 0, then 0 times price is equaling to 0. That outlet has not ordered anything. Let's go down to, we are not finding one. Okay, so if you don't find it, just filter here and say I don't want to see zeros. Okay, so you can see if an outlet has an order quantity of 6, then 6 times this is giving us this. So if it has an order quantity of 0, then we have a subtotal of 0. So all the outlets that have subtotals of 0, we don't want them to appear. So that will now form part of us now understanding that if we limit them out, then we have where our products are located. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. Keep it.
I'm understanding. I get it.
Karen, are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm understanding.
Okay, so you go back here, and now under these filters, so our filters already in latitude and longitude. Then now we can add filter here and click subtotal. So you can drag subtotal here. Then click on okay, we are in advanced filtering, and then say we only filter for the values that are is greater than, so is greater than 0, greater than 0. If you have other nini unaweza ongeza and ongeza hapo, but now we click apply filter. Now once you apply filter, umeona saizi kulikuwa na mayellow zingine, the strength of the blues, maybe let me just say acha ni kate. You can see blues zimeongezeka, but once I pull it again and then say is greater than 0 and then apply filter. I want you to check hapa hii side and apply filter. You can see vitu zime, yeah. So with that one, we know our products are available in these places. We may want to edit it so that tuione in terms of legend. Here kwa legend, I want us to use the Miadi or Ashanti Q one. It was category level 4 hapa kwa legend. Now you can see the darker one is Miadi. The lighter one is Ashanti Q. But you'll find that there is a certain outlet that has Ashanti Q and has Miadi. So itakuwa hiyo sako imegawiwa mara mbili. We want to find a way of us kuongeza hii size ya hii map. So you just come here hapa kwa nini and go to map settings. Yeah, map settings you can change and maybe put it as Arial. I always use Arial, so it becomes a little bit dark, right? Or if you want it dark, you can play around with it that way. If you want it light, you can play around it with that. Yeah, for me I always use Arial. So that is style. Then there's control. There's auto zoom, but you can have maybe the zoom buttons. There's the zoom buttons now here. Yeah, you can see this. So minus, but plus, and then you can play around with your cursor so that you'll be able to see. So the more you go down, you can see that we have an outlet in. You can see that we have an outlet in. I want us to see this outlet in Nyeri. So Nyeri, this is Buringu Ward. The more you go, now you can even see Nyeri Nyahururu Highway. So where is that outlet? Ndio hii hapa. So you can go and continue going and see where it is. Actually, there are many here. The more you zoom in, the more you are, until uweze kufika mahali you cannot identify anymore. Now tumefika mwisho. We cannot go any further. So that is, you can now reduce, and so that is how to, now we know that these are the locations of our products. And then you give your map now a name, give even this category level 4, maybe give it product category, give this one a different name. Hapa ndo sasa slicer ya sales rep inahitajika, because I want to see maybe a certain region. So sales rep hapa, slicer ya region pia. So you can use sales rep or you can use slicer ya region, or you can use them both. Because sales reps saa zingine hujui huyu jamaa ana operate wapi, so you need also the slicer for region. Date doesn't really, Okay, you can also use date so that you know from this particular period products zetu zilikuwa in which region. Guys, is that something to start on for this analysis? Now, those are some of the things that you could have done. Are we together? Any feedback? Karen?
Today's lesson has been very productive, and I look forward to working more on this data. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. I need to see something by tomorrow. I've given you just examples of pages you might need to have. Yeah. Regional performance, SKE analysis, outlet location, product on map. Sindio? Yeah. Think of more. Kibet, any question or comment?
There is no question.
Okay.
But can I just take a look at the SKU analysis thing?
I just opened it and then told you that you go and do some things on.
Yeah, this okay. Yeah, I know what to do now, I guess.
Yeah, go and okay, yeah. Tomorrow you'll present because whatever you have come up with for various pages. I want to see your thought process. Kindly. This is for everyone. James, any question or anything? Okay, James is on mute.
Yes. There is no question, but I think now it's clear on how to do analysis on BI. Now that I've learned, you can have several pages. Initially, you just have the dashboard.
No.
But I think it's quite clear on how to approach it.
Okay. Winnie, anything?
Okay, I can say this was very insightful. I don't know, when you were asking for our work, I was like, what was I supposed to do? Now I think with this guidance, I'll be able to put something together. And also another thing, I wish there was more time. Not time per se, but during the day, it's very short. But yeah, I'll put on something for tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to see something for tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. Go and play around with the data. Because what I'm looking at is something that you can even have for your portfolio. Yeah, as a BI analyst. And after this, you'll be posting these pages in LinkedIn and tagging Bounty Analytica or tagging Boneface. So clean something very well, and we are going to post them at the end of this program. And by something like maybe Thursday, I'll give you also another data, and then you build now a more clear report after we've looked at what you'll do for tomorrow and the likes, and then now we will make some noise. And yeah, you have a good night, and let me see what you have by tomorrow. Thank you.